Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to my Stevenage career here on Football Manager 2018. Like I said, we're still here with Stevenage. We're about to start our fourth season, that's right. 2 in League 2, 1 in League 1. This is the second one in League 1. I've been a busy bee during the transfer window. Got loads of new players signed up, a lot of which have made us a little bit of debt-ridden. We're way over the wage budget for a start, although I'm hoping we can ease that off as the season goes on. We're also in the red here as well. I'll show you who we've brought in. As you can see, a lot of players. First and foremost, I'll talk you through the free transfers. So if I do this, Brett Pittman. These are actually the 3 latest signings, but Brett Pittman I'll introduce you to first. Any Portsmouth fans, you'll know who he is. I believe he's also played for in the past Ipswich, Bournemouth, Bristol City, and Bournemouth again. This must be when he went with Eddie Howe to and from Bristol City. I think it was Bristol City Eddie Howe went to. Anyway, good player. Really pleased to have him on board. Really experienced player. You see he's got good green stats across the board. 2.5 star rating, although it says 3 here, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Maybe he's a midfielder, which is probably what I'm going to retrain him to play actually as a midfielder. We've got loads of strikers, as you can see. So that's number 1. Second, Luke Hyam. Now I'm really happy with this signing because he's a really good central midfielder as well. He's going to slot quite nicely in the team. He joins us on a free transfer from Ipswich. He had one brief spell on loan at Rotherham, but apart from that, he's Ipswich through and through. So like I say, really happy that we've got him on board for this particular season. Nathan Phillips is the next player. Centre-back, can also play right-back. He's kind of like Baptiste Mark II. We have still got Baptiste. I'm going to try and move him on between now and the end of this window. This is like the younger model, as it were. He's 23. He joins us from Liverpool. Good pedigree then. Had a spell on loan at Grimsby last season, 34 games. And that's all he's played for, actually. All the only matches he's played are those 34 games. So he's a good young bright spark that we can bring in and do some good stuff with, hopefully. Next up, this is a guy that I tried to sign last season, and forgive me as I butcher his name. Zenon, that's easy. Stylianides. Anyway, he's a midfielder slash defender. Predominantly he's going to play as midfielder. He can play as centre back. I might retrain him as a centre back, just as another option. I mean, he's a terrible centre back when you look at it. He's 11th on the list, but that could improve over time. He joins us from QPR, where he's only played 4 games. Before that, he was at Tottenham. So again, he's probably going to be more of a fringe player, but another really good player to have on board. Next up, this is the one in defence that I'm most happy with. Jorge Segura joined us from Watford, free transfer. He's been given the number 5 shirt, which was previously Baptiste's. According to my coaches there, he is the best centre back at the club, which I'm really happy with. 3-star current, 4-star potential. Really good signing. Very happy with that. He slots straight into the first team. Spent some time on loan at Swindon last season. 38 games, 1 assist, 1 man of the match, averaging 6.88, which is pretty damn good. And before that, he had a spell on loan at Valladolid. Why am I feeling like I've said that wrong? Hang on. Yeah, Valladolid. Don't know why I thought I said that wrong. He's had a couple of spells there actually on loan. He also had a spell on loan at Valladolid B, and then Watford, obviously, where he joined from Envigado. I just can't read today. It's late. What's the time? It's 2:45 in the morning. So yes, it's also why I'm speaking in slightly hushed tones as well. After Segura, we signed Gethin Jones. I said I wanted a new fullback, and we've got a really nice one here. He can play left back. He can play right back. Well, sorry, he can play right back, he can play left back, he can also play as both wing backs, left and right, almost as good. He can play as a defence midfielder, he can play as a right midfielder, he can play as a centre midfielder, and he can play as an attacking right midfielder. So he's a very nice, versatile player. He's not got the best stats for the attacking right midfielder. He's probably never going to play there. But he's our number 2. 3-star current, 3.5 potential, maybe rising up to 4. And he goes straight in at right back. A really, really good signing. Next up is a familiar face, Brandon Mason, who I said I would never sign permanently and play for us. But 3-star current, 4-star potential. Really good player, actually. I mean, I was a bit harsh on him. He made one mistake in a game and I dropped him. And then his loan expired and I never renewed it. But I saw that his contract was coming to an end at Watford and had to bring him in. You know, he spent 2 seasons on loan with us before. He spent last season on loan at Rochdale in League One. So he did make the move up. And now he's joined us, ready for a new journey. Next up, this is a winger cover. Henrik Bjordal. Again, pretty happy with this. 3-star current, 3.5 potential. Could rise to 4. He's on a lot of money. Now this is the bit where I'm not too happy. I did do the deal myself, and normally I back out when they ask for too much money. But he wanted 5,000, but he's got a match highest earner clause. At the time that we signed him, we were still, I think it was 14,000 under our wage budget. So I figured 5,000 is not going to be that much of a dent. So I went ahead and did the deal. The main reason really that I brought him in is his resale value. When you look at it, he's worth $500,000 at the moment. I think he's got a minimum release clause of something like 750,000. I'm not 100% sure. But he's kind of, if we're in financial difficulties in January, he'll be the first player out the door kind of thing. But he's too good a player to turn down. He's really good on both wings. You can also play through the middle. And if absolutely necessary, you can play up front. So he's a very, very good player to have. And you can see he's a jack of all trades. And he's very, very good at all of them as well, which is exceptional. And he's a free transfer, so why would you turn that down? And then the final free transfer is Devonte Redmond, who's a centre midfielder, can also play as a cam, can also play as a DM. Again, he's sort of a fringe player, 2-star current, 3-star potential. Came from Man United. No, sorry, tell a lie. Came from Northampton, started at Man United. He has played in League One before. In fact, all of his appearances have been in League One, so he'll be worth keeping an eye on. He scored 3 goals, 1 assist. I imagine he will get more than that for us over his career. And I suppose we can start at the top in terms of the loans now. Michael Yakubu, first and foremost, striker, can also play on the right-hand side. He's not the best striker, as you can see, and he's also not the best winger. He's really been brought in as a last resort cover. 2-star current, 4-star potential, maybe 3-star potential actually, the 4th star. He might not reach with us. But, you know, he's got finishing of 15, dribbling of 14, corners of 11, you know, that kind of thing. He's pretty pacey as well. He's got pace of 13. So, he's also very strong. I hadn't noticed that before, actually. So, yeah, he could be a good player for us. We'll wait and see on that one. The jury's out a little bit. George McEachran, we already know from last season. We signed 2 keepers on loan from Chelsea, Jamal Blackman and Mitchell Binney. So we'll start with Blackman. He's had spells. I think he's currently at Sheffield United. Yes. And actually doing very, very well. He's playing more games than he is, or than he has on here. He then had 1 appearance for Chelsea, and then stayed at Chelsea, no appearances. Now he's joined us on loan. Before that, I'm sure he... Oh, there it is, the Wickham. I was about to say, I'm sure he played for Wickham at some point. He's also played for Ostersunds, and if you've been following them this season, then you'll know why that's a good thing. Mitchell Binney is the other goalkeeper. This is actually a keeper. I had a friend, well, I still have a friend, when I was at college and uni, who we used to play Football Manager. We tried to do a network game once and it didn't work, but we used to play at the same time and we'd recommend players to each other. We're both Newcastle fans as well, so it was always like, have you signed Brad Inman and things like that. But one of the ones he said to me was, this was on Football Manager 2012, I think it was, or maybe 2011. And he said, have you seen this keeper, Mitchell Binney? And I laughed at his name because I thought, Beanie. But actually, he's a really good goalkeeper. And he'll be fighting between him and Blackman as to who's going to be second choice, because Fryer, by the looks of things, is still the number 1. But, you know, 2.5-star current, 3.5-star potential. Very nice player to have, to call upon when necessary. And, yeah, just an all-round keeper. He's been around a bit. Newport County, he had a spell on loan. Crawley, and then apart from that, he's just sat at Chelsea. He has played a couple of games for Chelsea. I imagine these are in the cup, although it does say league, so I don't know. Who else? Ah, yes, Jamal Hector Ingram. We signed a lot of attackers on loan, and this guy is one of those, although I regret this signing immensely, and I think I will be curtailing this loan. I mean, he can play on both wings and he can play up front, but he's got a finishing of 13 and that's about it. Crossing of 14 as well, I suppose. I mean, even his pace is 15, which is pretty good. But, you know, he's got no agility, he's got no balance, he's got no jumping reach, no stamina and no strength. So, 2-star current, 3.5 potential, maybe going up to 4.5. He might get some games in the cups, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Next up is Michael Falevi. Forgot to pronounce his surname then. He is the best striker that I've signed on loan. As you can see, he can play right across the attacking line and up front. He's our second best striker in the squad, behind Feruz. In terms of attacking midfielder, he's right up there against the best of them. On the left, pretty strong. On the right, also pretty strong. So I'm pretty happy with him. He's joined us from Watford. He spent last season on loan at Peterborough, where he scored 16 goals in 38 games. Before that, he scored 13 in 41 games for Oldham. So really, really happy with that. He has also played for Watford, apparently, in 2016-17. Maybe that was the last game of the season kind of appearance. And then the final player who we have signed is Liam Cullen, who again, he's a pretty decent striker. Can also play across the attacking line, mostly on the left though. Again, 3-star current, 4-star potential. Pretty good player. He's joined us on loan from Swansea. Spent last season on loan at Colchester. Scored 15 goals in 30 games in League 2. A few years ago, he was on loan at Bradford. He scored 5 goals in 14. And then he also had a spell at Doncaster where he scored 2 goals in 14. So, looking forward to seeing what he can do as well. We are going to get into a game today. We've got 2 games in today's episode. The first one is this one, the season opener against Charlton. As you can see, I've pretty much picked the team already. However, I do feel like maybe not putting Feruz up front, but seeing who else we've got that we can stick up front. Maybe one of the loanees. Anyone who's in a good physical condition. I mean, what's Godden's currently? Actually, Godden's is pretty good. Maybe I'll put him on the bench instead of Feruz for this game. So we'll put Favoli on the bench instead of Feruz. That takes up to 5 loan players as well. Where's Hyam? I think I might have already put him on the bench actually. Some other news actually, some other important squad news. So at the moment, no Jack King. He's lost the captaincy to Wayne Rooney, who will be playing more regularly this season, I hope. I mean, his stats are heavily on the decline now, but he could still put in a shift for us where necessary. I mean, he's still our set piece man. He's got really good free kick taking, really good penalty taking, really good corner taking, so he's handy to have. But as you can see, overall, the average rating of our players is much, much better. It's pretty much 2.5 to 3-star now, which is perfect. Much better than last season. And here's hoping we hit the ground running. Got to give some squad numbers out. So Hyam is going to have the number 14. And Phillips is going to have the number 35. We've still got some more numbers to dish out. Pittman needs a number. And so does... so the loanees actually. I think one of them does. I think Cullen needs a number. The other squad number changes. Baptiste was number 5. He's now number 25, I believe. And Hancock has moved to number 19. Rooney's moved to number 20. And I think everyone else is as they were. And then obviously you got the new guys. So Jones is number 2. Mason's number 3. Segura is number 5. I think McEachran has swapped numbers. Because he's number 8 now. I think he was a higher number last season. That's a nice touch from Hancock. And I think that's it for the old squad number changes. Everyone else is as they were. Oh, and the keepers, of course. Blackman's got 31 and Beanie's got 13. Oh, and Bjordal. Bjordal is number 17. Now I think that's all of them. I won't talk about the other, like for Levy and players like that. They're all high numbers, 30s and 40s pretty much. But yeah, I feel like Hancock deserved a lower squad number now to reflect the fact that he is one of our better players. I was right about Alex Samuel last season. He did win Player of the season. He's also received a Wales call-up and has now played for the Welsh national team, which is a really good thing for us. It's not so good if a team comes in and tries to buy him, of course, but in terms of we now have an international, a Welsh international. Back in the day, you basically kick a ball in your grandfather's Welsh, you'll play for the Welsh national team. These days, you have to be a bit better than that. So it's something for us to really, really be proud of. Right, Mason with the push there. Free kick to be taken by Sutner. O'Keefe. Good play by Jones. Forestieri, bloody hell. He plays for Charlton in League One now, does he? That's a foul from Hancock. He's going to be booked for that, isn't he? Certainly looks like it. Not a good start, Josh. Come on, I've said nice things about you. Okay, just a telling off. Fair enough, ref. Fair cop. Did I mention Wakefield? We renewed Wakefield's loan as well. I think I did that tail end of last season, which is why it didn't count. Menezes, I think he's still at Chelsea. I keep trying to sign him on loan, and he keeps rejecting. So I think for this season, it's a no-go. I'll try again next season, because we've got so many strikers now. If I bring in Menezes as well, I think that'll be the straw that breaks the camel's back, to be honest. I'll be getting a phone call from the chairman asking why we've got 26 players in on loan. I did say at the end of last season I'd be a bit more careful with loans this season, and some of them are only 7-month loans, so until January. And a lot of them I think I'm just going to let lapse and the player leaves. A couple of them maybe I'll renew. The ones that really matter, like McEachran and Longstaff, Wakefield, they're all season-long loans, or at least they should be. And those players are in and around the squad and will be staying for the full season. But I'm really pleased. Jones is a really good signing, Mason's a really good signing, and Segura is a really good signing. And I said last episode that I really wanted to strengthen the defence and the goalkeeper position for this season, and I really do feel like I've achieved that goal. So I'm really, really happy with that. I mean, look at that. It's a great challenge from Eastham. I think Eastham and Segura are going to have a very good relationship this season. And we've got cover as well. Phillips can play centre-back and right-back. Kenlock, who actually had a very good season last season. He ended it very nicely as well. He could end up claiming the left-back position off Mason again. It depends how Mason starts. Competition for places means players do improve, because there's no complacency in the squad. I've just realised something. This is on full match. I thought we had way too many highlights there. Apologies for that. There you go, the game moves a little bit faster now. And the other thing I'm really happy about is with Bjordal in the squad now, I'm not looking to bring on someone who isn't really able to play on the left-hand side to replace Barmby. If Barmby gets tired, I'll just bring on Bjordal. Problem solved. Alright, big kick here from Gordon. Is that Craig Gordon? Oh, crikey. That would be a bit of a task for our attackers. Godden. Brought down. Penalty. Right, here we go. Chance to open our account for the season. And it's going to fall to Matt Godden, who scored 2 out of his 4 penalties last season. And he's not scored this season. Oh dear. Oh dear, Matt. That's very disappointing. Wasn't a great penalty, to be fair. Alright, Mason with the throw. To Wakefield, headed back to Mason. He whips in the cross. Oh, Barmby. Good knockdown from Godden. I was about to say his confidence hasn't been knocked, but he's playing a 6.4. But he might have already been playing a 6.4 before the penalty. Yeah, he's not had a great start. I can't see Godden lasting this season. I think I might sell him in January. He's done well. He was our joint top scorer last season. But this season, we've got for Levy. We've got Farouz, we've got Tony, Rooney can play there as well. I'm tempted to try Hancock there and start someone like Pittman behind him. So then you've got like the young hand and the experienced hand playing together, and see if they strike up a partnership. Oh yes, that's a trademark finish from Longstaff. So he scores our first goal of the season after all that. Well, there you go. Good play here from Wakefield. Nice pass around the corner to Jones. He whips in the cross. Cleared by Camps, but only as far as Longstaff. Nice little miss-hit, scuff finish there under the goalkeeper. 1-0 Boro. Right, it's actually been... I mean, even with the wrong highlight setting, there's been a lot of highlights in this first half. Can't really complain. It's nice to have some action. Fryer with a kick forward. Picks out Barmby quite nicely, actually. That's good skill from Barmby, and he's crossed it in. Godden heads it down to Longstaff. He hits one from distance. Oh, just over. Was it over or wide? One of the two. Very close. Yeah, that's definitely his trademark. To run in late and just pile driver. Even if he mishits it, still seems to always go in. Oh dear, just dropped down to 10th. We're going to have to score again. Burton have got a goal difference of +5 already. They're 5-0 up. Oh my god. They must have kicked off. Yeah, I don't think they're playing the same time as us. Surely not. Not with a scoreline like that. That'd be ridiculous. They must have already played and won 5-0. Right, I'm going to make subs at half time. I'm going to make a sub at half time. Godden is coming off. Felivi is coming on. And you know what? I'm going to bring Bjordal on for Barmby as well, because Barmby's looking a bit tired. You should be able to play as a winger. Maybe he's an inside forward. We'll see how that goes. Stay wide. Cross from deep. Cool. Second half. Let's play. And I'm going to give them some encouragement. See if we can double our lead. Just to get a little bit more breathing space. So if we score, we go up to 6th. I mean, it's first game of the season. I don't know why I'm looking at the league table with that much seriousness, but it's always nice just to get a good start, climb up the table as high as you can, as early as you can. Longstaff's not looking in a good way. Come on, game. Bring Hyam on for him. He must have taken a whack. Okay, that's a bit worrying that we've had to make all 3 subs now. I'm starting to regret bringing off Barmby. Come on, Bjordal. I need you to do something to vindicate my substitution. Very quiet second half so far. 22 minutes almost. This is the first highlight. And it was a poor one. I don't think it was our highlight somehow. Oh no, might be. Good play by Jones. Oh, no, not good play by Jones. Scratch that. Abort mission. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Jordan Cousins with the equaliser. We gave McBurney far too much room there. Where was Mason in all that? Is that Mason there? Oh, what's he doing? He's nowhere near him. That's what I didn't like about Mason before, is he just keeps leaving his man. I mean, okay, fair enough, we had the ball at one point, and Jones was a really poor pass to give it away. In fact, Jones is playing a 5.9. Then that tells you all you need to know. Push forward. Going to swizzle our tactics a little bit. Something like this. Bjordal. How's he playing? A 6.4. He's not having a very good debut. Alright, Wakefield. Plays it inside to Hyam. Lobs it forward to Felivi. Cleared by Bauer. Easton thumps it long. Bjordal again nowhere near it. Wakefield heads it down. Bjordal, I think that's the first time I've seen him touch the ball. And he's given it away straight away. Forestieri after it. Jones has brought him down. No free kick. Bit surprised about that. Back to Segura. Back to Fryer. He lofts it forward. Don't think we have much height up front now, which might come back to bite us. I don't actually know how tall Felivi is. Crossed in there. McBurney's header over the bar. Oh boy. We are up against it somewhat now. See what I will do for the last 12 minutes or so is move Hancock up alongside Felivi. You can play as an attacking target man. So I think Hancock's getting marked out of the game currently. And he has that little bit, I mean, he's not that tall, but he's got a little bit extra height. Yeah, 1-1 draw would be a little bit disappointing. Considering, you know, we had a penalty and everything. Jones is having a nightmare at right back. I think the only thing we can do with that, though, is throw him straight back into the next game and hope he does better. Oh, there's no marking at the back post there at all. Forestieri. That's his debut. Debut goal for Forestieri. Oh, that's so bad. Just no marking. Look at that, there's 3 of them. There's 3 of them at the back post. Not one Steamish player. That's really disappointing. Come on, lads. Show some passion. I doubt we're going to get one back now. Nope, that's full time. And they've got a free kick again. Alright, booted long. That's full time. Oi. That's really disappointing. That's really disappointing. But we got to bounce back because we got Wickham away next in the first round of the Carabao Cup. Yeah, that's not how I wanted that game to go, to be honest. I was expecting better. Alright, let's keep going. We've loaned out loads of players again. That's the other thing. Giorgio is currently listed for loan. Fuso, I think, is currently in the process of going out on loan. Gray and McKee have already gone out on loan. Goldborn's in the process of going out on loan. Omar's had his loan renewed for another season, so I don't think he'll ever play for us again. I'm hoping the other guys will at some point. Anybody else? Oh yeah, Hardy. He's going to Macclesfield, who I think are... Okay, they're in the Vanarama National. Didn't he play in League 2 last season? Oh no, the National. For Yeovil. Scored 14 goals in 31 games though. Pretty impressive. If you can find his form there, a bit like Afuso last season, who scored 30 goals. I don't know where I got 36 from. He scored 30 goals in 48 games, I think it was in the end, which is still really good, don't get me wrong. You know, 30 goals in any season's good. But again, that was in the National League, so if he can ramp it up a level to League 2 level at least, then, you know, we've got a good reserve player on our hands. Season tickets are about the same. We've actually lost 5 season ticket holders from last season. I don't want to talk about the Middlesbrough job because I don't want it, but I don't really want to insult Middlesbrough either, because there might be a day where I want to sign a player from them. I got really excited during the close season because at one point I was looking for another striker. This is before I signed the 12 million on loan, or however many it was we got. But I did the thing where you go into the transfers and I said to my director of football, give me a striker available on a free transfer. So basically someone who I could sign immediately. And he came back with Jean-Marie Dongu. If you don't know who Jean-Marie Dongu is, he's in real life, I think he still does play for Barcelona B. In fact, I could probably show you who Dongu is. As you can see, he didn't join us. He went to Rostov. But he's just been released by Getafe on the game, and as you can see, he's spent a considerable amount of time. Oh, he hasn't actually been at Barca B for a while now, but he's one of my go-to players on FIFA. Like, I haven't signed him this year, but normally he's one of the first players I sign. I will be signing him at some point on that FIFA career, which I am still playing off camera, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. Very, very good player. Very, very young, very fast. How old is he on here now? 25. So this is 4th season, so he's just turned 21 in the real world. He's a very rapid striker. He's surprisingly good in the air, given his height. I think he's like 5'8", 5'9", something like that. But on FIFA, at least, he's really, really good in the air, which is always encouraging to see. But yeah, I missed out on him. He wanted something like 11 grand a week as well, which, even if I still had the full wage budget, I don't think the board would have allowed me to offer that amount of money to a single player. All these random players you see mentioned, like this guy here, these are all players I took on trial during the close season. I took a lot of players in on trial, most of which I signed, to be fair. Like Pittman was in on trial, Phillips was in on trial, Hyam was in on trial. Basically all the free transfer players I brought in on trial first and then signed them. I did my due diligence on these players before I signed them. Made sure I was getting what I thought I was getting. And a couple of them, like Phillips, was rated 3-star when I first brought him in by the coaches. And he was rated 3-star by the scouts as well. But as soon as I signed him permanently, suddenly it dropped to 2.5-star. So I don't really know what that's about. Whether there's some embellishment going on. Maybe the agents slipped the scout a tenner to say that he's better than he actually is. And it's not as bad as if he turned out to be like 1-star instead of 3. But it's still a little annoying when I've committed time, energy and money to signing a player and it turns out they're not the player I thought they were. But there you go. He could still become a 3-star player, so maybe the prophecy was correct after all. Right, McKee has scored 3 goals in 2 games on loan. Impressive. In real life, Mark McKee's probably one of Steamage's best players this season. He's been absolutely incredible. Considering I think he made like 2 appearances at the back end of last season. Both were substitute appearances and both were like in the last 10 minutes of matches. So this season he suddenly got thrown in at the deep end and was starting matches. And he's done incredibly well to handle it all, really, because some players do crumble under the pressure. But you know, he's done really, really well. Right, let's get this this new bench organised. So McEachran is going to come in for Wakefield for this game at least. I would quite like to start Feruz instead of Godden, and I would quite like to bring Rooney into the squad. Maybe just in place of Hancock for this game and see how these two get on. Do I then put Hancock on the bench? I think I should, instead of De Silva. And we'll do something like that. Save the game really quickly, because you can't be too careful these days. Yeah, there's some players that I would like to give chances to in these cups. I think we've got a big enough squad of players that we own, never mind loan players, but just players that we own, that we can actually experiment a little bit with lineups. So I'm also tempted to put Bjordal out on the left hand side and give Barmby a break, because Barmby had to come off because he was tired last game. So we'll give that a go as well. Let's see how that works. I need to train him up properly as a left winger. There you go. Now this Fryer thing, is he actually injured? Alright, we're going to start Beanie then. We'll see how that gets on. Oh, by the way, it doesn't tell me that Beanie's struggling for match fitness. I guess it's because he's a goalkeeper, he doesn't do that much running around compared to the other players. Alright, this could go well, this could go terribly. Only one way to find out. We got to put Rooney in the squad though, because he is club captain. It'd be a bit stupid to take King off the captaincy on the basis that he wasn't going to be in the squad and then give it to someone else who's not in the squad. That's a little mean to do that to him. Also, very quickly, going to change this again because I had it set up as the opposition stats, but really it doesn't really work that well. Recent events. Yeah, we can do recent events. That's pretty good stats to know. And then I've got to get this up again. There we are. Right. Let's watch the game. So Waddington to Harriman. Oh dear. Jamie Proctor. 3rd minute. 1-0 Wickham. Maybe this is going to be a tough season after all. Again, no real marking going on. So that's Proctor on the ball there. Into Waddington. Out to Harriman. Into Edwards. Who then squared it to Proctor. It's Mason again, not picking up his marker. Ah, that's really frustrating. Okay, not the start we hoped for, but plenty of time left. I would like to keep more than 8 clean sheets this season, if possible. Because that was a little disappointing to see that stat. I knew it wasn't many, but I thought it was still more than that. Right, we are having shots, we're just not getting to see any of them. They're also not on target, which is a little concerning. Disconcerting is what I was about to say. I changed it to concerning and then just said concerting, which is not a word. Well, it must be a word, because disconcerting is the opposite, so concerting must be a word. Unless it's one of those ones that doesn't have an opposite, but just... Anyway, you can tell it's late at night, because my brain's not really working. Bjordal. He picks out Rooney. Oh, Wayne. Selfish. Selfish, selfish, selfish. Try saying that when you're drunk. We're not playing very well. 7 shots, none on target. They've had 3 shots, 2 on target, and scored 1. The stats aren't looking good for us. Although Jones here with a really good chance to make something of this. He's whacked it down the wing. Samuel has controlled that superbly well. Oh, I thought that had slipped under the keeper then. Good play, Samuel. Good play, Jones, as well, actually, because I thought he messed it up for a second. But he did well. Longstaff with the header. McEachran heads it on. I'm assuming he was aiming for one of the guys on the post. But I think they were both offside, and he put it straight to the keeper anyway. Right, we have now had 2 shots on target. Good, good. Much better. Come on, boys. Just keep plugging away. And we might be able to snatch a goal. Just do your thing. Samuel's only playing a 6.4. I don't know whether that's because of the shot where he just kicked it straight at the keeper. I don't think he did just kick it straight at the keeper. I think he tried to put it under the keeper. And the keeper did well to save it. That's my opinion of it. The game seems to think otherwise. I think Samuel's a little harshly done there. What I'm really annoyed with is Bjordal, because he looks like such a good player on paper, but on grass, currently, he's not really doing it for us. That's more poor marking. Luckily, offside that time. Good save from Beanie from the first one. His free kick does pick out Bjordal, who switches it over to Samuel. He whips in the cross, headed clear. Comes to Jones. Samuel, cross blocked. He's going to have another chance. Longstaff heads it down to Jones. Cleared. Right, tackled there. Mason into McEachran. Long ball forward. Feruz brings it down. He's going to have a go. Wide. I think Feruz is too short to be a lone striker. I'm not normally heightist, but that is something I've noticed. When the ball comes in those areas, normally there's someone big and strong to head it in or to volley it in. and Farouz just isn't getting anywhere near them at the moment. So here's what I'm going to do. It's half time. I'm going to make some tactical changes. These two guys are going to swap. Hancock's going to come on for Rooney, who's played absolutely terribly. And then Barmby's going to come on for Samuel, and these two are going to swap. So Barmby down the left, Bjordal down the right. Hopefully, that will improve our fortunes a bit more. I mean, we could easily bring off Segura as well, who's struggling. And even Eastham and Mason are both playing 6.4s, which isn't very good. That's a cracking challenge from Jones, though. Who's certainly improved from the last game. He finds Bjordal, who crosses it in. So nearly the perfect start to the second half there. 19 seconds in and we very nearly scored. That would have been a perfect way to turn the game around. Alright, Jones is also on a yellow card now, so he's going to have to be careful. Mason, nice pass to Longstaff. Farouz. Oh, Bjordal with the volley. I did worry that Bjordal was perhaps better on the right hand side, but if we're training him up to play on the left, that should fix that problem. Because, I mean, Samuel's too good to not play every game. He's not had a great game today, but that might be Wickham's tactics rather than Samuel himself. We are starting to turn the screw a bit more. We've still only had 2 shots on target though, so we are going to have to improve on that. Oh, Bjordal, 3 shots on target. That was a cracking effort actually. That could have easily gone in. Great save from their keeper. Sometimes you just got to hold your hands up and say, that's a good save. Oh, they got Jaskalainen. Will Jaskalainen playing in goal. That's why. He's a good keeper. Oh, they got De Girolamo playing as well. If anyone remembers my Hatfield save from last year. Oh boy. 2-0 down. De Girolamo signed for my Hatfield team when I was in non-league. I think I just got into the South, Vanarama South, maybe the National, Vanarama National. I can't remember which one it was, but he played like 3 games and scored in all 3 of them, and then got injured and retired because he had a serious knee injury. It's one of the most frustrating signings I've ever made because he started off so good. A bit like Ben Arthur when he first signed on loan for Newcastle. On his 3rd game against Man City, De Jong broke his leg. Or he broke his leg in a challenge with De Jong, I think I should say. The lawyers have told me to say it that way around. And then we didn't see him again for a year. And that's basically what happened to De Girolamo, but except he had to retire. It was so upsetting to see. Right, Bjordal. He hits it long. Hancock does well to control it there actually. He finds Farouz. Into Barmby. Get in. 2-1. Back in the game. With our 4th shot on target out of 15 shots in total, we finally score. Good counter-attack. Bjordal with a cracking ball to Hancock here. Good control there. Thought he wasted it there, passing it to Farouz, but he did pick out Barmby perfectly. Not really sure why Jaskalainen didn't dive for that, but there you go. And actually, to show what a good counter-attack that was, we had 7 players, I think that was, forward, when Barmby hit that shot. And I think Wickham only had 3 players back. So that is quite a difference. Right, Farouz. To Barmby. Runs wide with it. Crosses it in low. Oh, Hancock was waiting. Barmby with a tackle. Farouz. Bjordal. Oh, good save. 5 shots on target out of 18 in total. Still not a great return. Expect to get at least half your shots on target. Or I expect to get at least half the shots on target. Barmby, another good chance. Just couldn't quite get the cross right. Waddington with the interception. He picks out Edwards. Now the counter-attack is on. De Girolamo. Oh, what's that? Durajai. That's annoying. Come on, Beanie. Stick a leg out or something. Poor defending again. Poor defending. Mason once more is caught far too far forward. And even there, we've got loads of players back, but no one's marking anyone. And Segura just lets his man run off him there, and he finds the back of the net. Alright, a kick-off highlight. Hopefully this means we're going to grab another one back. Not with passes like that, we're not. Although Easton with another chance. Into Barmby. Mason. Do something good now, Mason. Longstaff heads it down. Bjordal. Ugh. Side netting. Poor. I'm going to move Feruz up alongside Hancock. You're going to be a poacher set to attack. You're going to be a target man set to attack. And we're going to go pump it long. Like this. Alright, Mason with a free kick. Easton volleys it home. Offside. Oh, he's giving it for pushing. I was about to say there's no offside there. So the ball comes in. I don't know who Easton was meant to have pushed there. It was definitely his name that came up on screen as the alleged pusher. Not sure what that was about. Alright, we've got 20 minutes to go. I'm going to bring on Felivi for the very poor Bjordal. Now, are you any good at playing as a winger? I think you need to play as an inside forward. Set to attack. Okie dokie. Let's do this. See what happens. We don't seem to be making many more chances for ourselves. In that case, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. You're going to... Actually, you can play as target man. That's good then, because you're going to play as a target man. And you are going to play as an advanced forward. And you are going to switch inside here and play as an advanced playmaker. And then this is going to be switched to clear ball to flanks. No, pump ball, exploit the middle. That's what I meant to do. Mason is finally going to get to play in his dream position. Jones there. Longstaff is going to drop in deep. And McEachran is going to play there. That's pretty much how we're going to see out this game. Alright, Easton. Round the corner, finds Barmby, whose header wasn't that strong. Easton with another chance. Good ball, picks out Jones. Longstaff. Felivi. Barmby. Offside. No way. Ah, you got to stay onside there. Right, get creative. Come on, team. 2 goals in 10 minutes. It's perfectly doable. 2 goals in slightly less than 10 minutes now. Don't make us lose the first 2 games. Not like this. This is really disappointing. So flat. We've had, was it 6 shots on target all game? We've had the same number of shots on target as they have, and they've scored 3 times as many goals as us. I'm just throwing numbers at it now. I don't know, trying to make sense of it. That's pretty much full time. There it is. So we're out of the cup. We're still in the FA Cup. We've still got the checker trade, but that's not a good start to the season. That is not a good start to the season. And I'm going to do it now, so I don't forget. Tactics. Fryer back in goal. Kenlock back at left back. Sorry, Mason, but you've just not impressed me. And then Hancock back there. Except these two are going to swap around. So Feruz is going to play behind Hancock. Barmby back on the left. Because that was woeful from Bjordal. Just woeful. And we can put some more lone players in actually. So we've only got 4. So we can have 1 more lone player. Wakefield maybe? No, because Hyam's good. Let's keep Hyam. I mean, let's not do it for the sake of it. You know, if there's no one we can put in, then just don't put anyone in. Simple. Alright, so I'm going to play this in the next game, and we'll see if we improve or not. If this doesn't work, then I might go back to safety and put King back in at centre back. Maybe instead of Eastham, and then move Segura to here, just for that little bit of stability. We'll see. We'll see. But until then, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas for tactics, transfers, staff additions. People are very quiet on that at the moment. I don't know what that is, because when I used to do Football Manager videos, people were always asking for advice and sharing stories and things like that, and it's gone very, very quiet now, which I'm not a huge fan of. So if you're watching, drop a comment, say hi, recommend a player, whatever it might be. Don't just sit there and not say anything, because that's very rude. That's not the M4J way. Besides that though, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, hopefully we'll have some points on the board. I will see you soon.